I imagine it's been a bit of a whirlwind the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's just, well, I would say more so in the last 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
Because obviously the gap from the last auditions and everything. So the last few days, it's just been unreal. Because I think it was around about Thursday or Friday that I've gone in the paper that a prison officer that had got through, and you know, she wowed the judges, and then the next day it was my name. So, and then Saturday I was in the papers, and then Saturday night on the telly. So I'd say the last few days has been absolutely straight. It's like I walked up one street and it's been really calm, and then I've gone up another street and there's a street party going on.
Yeah.
I'm invited.
And how does that feel, being invited to this fame malarkey? How does it feel being recognised?
I'm loving it in that sense, but I'm really starstruck. I'm having to be really careful because I'm worried that I'm going to say something really stupid, like, you know, because I'm one of these people that will just go up to someone and say a completely wrong thing, and they'll be like, yeah, whatever, because they, you know, they get it all the time, and I'm one of those people. So I get really starstruck. I was really starstruck on the daybreak this morning.
Yeah.
So I think I've got a newfound love for Ali Jones.
Oh.
You know, he's absolutely amazing, but it's just overwhelming. It's like 1 minute I'm going up the shop buying dinner and getting toilet roll and milk and bread, and then next thing you know I'm going into the shop and people are nudging their friends and wanting to come up to talk to me, and you know, which is nice because I'm, you know, I don't mind having loads of photos. I know what it's like to be on the other end of it, you know, to want to get your photo. I'd like people to come up and talk to me and say hey, because at the end of the day I'm living a dream from just being a mum and working, and to all of a sudden being thrust into the limelight, and there's probably people out there that want to do the same thing. So if that's giving a little bit of light for other people, then I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, that's good. Why now though? Why didn't you ever apply before? Or
well, for the last 8 years I've been devoted to my kids, and my kids were too young. My son was too young. I didn't want to leave him. I mean, just recently it's the first time the longest I've been away from him, and that was testing. It really was testing. But my husband and my kids, especially my eldest, understand that this is something that I've always wanted, and you know, and the support's there. You know, my daughter's not so much interested in the limelight. You know, she's a bit shy, but she supports me, and my son just doesn't have a clue what's going on, but every time you mention the X Factor, he just does the X Factor sign and jumps up in the air, and he thinks it's great. But he's like, have you won yet, mummy? But he doesn't know what it is that I'm winning. He has no idea. So everyone's been really supportive, and you know, it's all good. It's all good.
Oh, that's good. What did you base the decision of what songs to sing on for both of your auditions?
I'd heard somebody sing the song Listen, an American girl sing it, and I thought, I'm going to learn that song. And it wasn't for anything in particular, I just thought, I'm going to learn that. So I learnt the song, and then I got confirmation of my audition for the X Factor, and chose that song to do. Very daring song really, because the high notes at the end of that song are very high, and I like to challenge myself. So, but the song is kind of a poignant song for me anyway, because the words listen. Because I've been singing for years, and the people that I really want to listen haven't, or I've just been in the wrong place at the wrong time. So now that particular song was, I feel that was quite a good choice because of the meaning of the song for me, because I don't sing a song unless I understand what it's all about. I don't really like to sing a ballad unless I've felt some sort of emotion from the song. And the second one, the reason I chose Who's Loving You is because that song's gone full circle for me. I was singing that song when I was 16, and people used to say I sounded like Michael Jackson when I used to sing it, because I had quite a young voice obviously back then. So I chose to do that one because it's kind of the end of my, getting towards the end of my career, because I can't see myself singing in clubs and pubs and, you know, when I'm in my 50s, and I ain't really got that far to go to get to that certain stage. I do feel a bit old in the entertainment world, so I chose to do that one. And again, it's a song I felt comfortable singing because I've sang it in the past, and it went down really well, and I was really quite surprised with the outcome, to be honest. I really was. I was choked up.
Have you ever sent sort of demo tapes and things into record labels?
No, I've never done that before. I've been into recording studios and done stuff, but I've never myself sent anything to anybody. I wouldn't really know where to start. I feel like for me, if I'm good enough, someone will find me. I don't really want to be begging people for someone to work with me or do anything. And you know, I've never been one to sort of go around and chase things. I've always had other priorities or something else going on. So it's not been something that I've ever done. People have said to me, "Oh, can I show this person?" or "I've showed that person," but nothing's ever come of it. You know, and look at me. You only have to, I'm not really star quality, to be honest. Just to look at me.
Clearly are.
I've got a bit of a realisation now of that, but you know, to look at me, you know, that's why the whole thing in the paper was probably the Subo moment, because.
How did you feel about that remark from Louis, actually? Because it was kind of a bit of a backhanded compliment, wasn't it, in some regards?
Yeah. I had a lot of people taking the mick out of me for it, but I'll take it, because at the end of the day, when I watched that episode of Britain's Got Talent, when she came out and she sang, I would be the first one to say that I did judge her, and I don't doubt that everybody else did, and sort of go, "Oh, here we go, you know, she's gonna." And then when she come out and sang that Elaine Paige song, it was absolutely amazing. So I personally think it wasn't Elaine Paige one song, was it? But she sounded like Elaine Paige. She was amazing.
I can't remember what it was.
But I personally think that that's, you know, I know that's what they meant, but a lot of people were like taking the mick and everything. So I'll take. You know, I'm thick-skinned. I've been around a bit, so I can take the good from the bad. So, you know, but I would have taken that Subo moment, because, you know, it went down a storm, as Twitter will tell you. And you know, I'm so overwhelmed and happy about it. I can't believe that I've got all these Twitter followers. It's just amazing.
Which celebrity tweet has impressed you the most that somebody sent to you?
Got one from Nick Grimshaw this morning.
Right.
I was well impressed with that, because I listened to Radio 1 on the way to work. Boy George was another one. Christopher Maloney.
Oh.
Yes, saying "Do it for the overs." That was an interesting one this morning. I can't actually look to see who's talking about me, but there seems to be quite a lot of chat. I think Lord Sugar mentioned me yesterday. I think that was kind of a backhanded thing as well. But yeah, I just want loads of celebrity followers, because I'm quite starstruck by it all. I'm just a normal person that's just being thrust into the limelight and meeting all these famous people, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing.
How would you feel if you did get to duet with Gary, and what would you sing?
If I got to duet with Gary, I would probably do A Million Love Songs, because that just takes me straight back to being young. And it's an amazing song, just the piano. I can chuck in a few harmonies, but you know, I know that if you get through to the lives, you get to sing with someone, don't you? And like, they normally bring like a guest on to do it. I'd like to sing with Michael Bolton.
Oh, nice, yeah.
You know, but I don't think he'd be available. He's too famous. He might be available. They might be able to sort it if I get through. That would be awesome.
You never know. Do you think you're ever going to go and perform at which prison do you work at, by the way?
I work at Gartree, Leicestershire.
Right. Have you ever sung there to the prisoners, or would you?
Well, that all got blown out of proportion, because I've mentioned in an interview that I'd actually sang in front of prisoners, but then it went from me singing in front of prisoners to being singing them to sleep at night with a bedtime story. So it went a bit mad. But I work on a wing where you have to work quite closely with prisoners to help rehabilitate them. And there's a lot of group sessions, structured sessions and creative sessions, where we encourage them to be a bit more creative, so that they can maybe go on to use that creativity after they're released. And because I'm musical, I've played the drums since I was 6. I play the piano, I play the guitar very badly, but I can pick up an instrument and play it within a couple of hours. And I was in charge of the music creative sessions, and there was about 15 guys in a room, and some of the other officers like, go on sing Sam, go on sing, and then next thing you know you feel peer pressured into a corner to sing, and I sang, and a lot of them were quite surprised. And obviously with the stuff that's going on at the minute on the TV, and you know, with the prison service, and you know, I think that me singing to the prisoners and stuff like that, they've all been, wow, that's amazing. They've been quite shocked about it, because I don't think a lot of them actually thought that I would get, you know, through to the arena stage of the audition or through to boot camp. So, you know, I rang up the jail yesterday and they said there was a load of them banging on the cell doors just with excitement that, you know, an officer from the prison has got through. So the support has been amazing from the prison, from the governors. Can't thank them enough. They've been absolutely amazing. So
are you planning on going back if this doesn't work out?
I've gone on a kind of career break, because I didn't want to completely detach myself from the prison service, because it's become a passion of mine to help people and rehabilitate people, and I've learned so much from being a prison officer. People see being a prison officer as like oh wow, you know, you do this and you fight all day, but it's in some cases it is. I'm not saying it isn't. You know, it's a difficult job to be in. You've got to be really thick-skinned, but you know, I'm all for the rehabilitation side of it, and it's a really rewarding job to be in. So I didn't want to completely detach myself from the prison service. So I'm going in next week to see some of the colleagues and that, and have lunch with them, and I'm not going to completely detach myself from it all, because it's a job that I've loved over the last 3 years, and the guys have been really supportive of me, so it's brilliant, it's really good.
Oh, great. And last one, what would be your music guilty pleasure? What's the most embarrassing song you've got on iPod?
Oh gosh, interesting one, that one. Probably, I don't like, I know I love Celine Dion, but I worked on a cruise ship, and the Titanic is one song that I will never ever sing if someone paid me to sing it, and I'm probably going to shoot myself in the foot now that I've said this on some on a thingy, but I worked on a cruise ship, and the ship had left a port, and we got into a force 9 gale or something. It was really bad, and the ship was rocking, and tables were falling over, and pianos were collapsing, and we had to get on with the show must go on and all that, and I had to sing the Titanic, and everyone in the audience was sat with their life jackets on, and I begged them, please, can I not sing? And they said, no, you've got to, because we can't take the song out because it's a segue. So I had to sing the Titanic, and it's I wouldn't say it's my guilty pleasure, but I won't sing the song, but I'll still listen to the song. But that song holds a very daunting memory for me from my past. You know, just seeing people's faces when I was, you know, like, you've got to be joking me. Me singing the Titanic while we're just about to sing, you know.
Splendid.
But yeah, guilty pleasure wise, I've got Jedward song on there, and a few dodgy, you know, songs. But you know, all my songs that I've got listened to on my iPod or whatever like that are all songs that mean something to me. So yeah.